Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Bikemap Explained. So today I'm going to show you how to create and use so-called tour collections with Bikemap. So tours are a group of connected routes, so these are actually perfect for multi-day trips. So unlike a regular collection, a tour offers a complete map overview, as you can see here, on the web and also in our iOS and Android apps. So the first thing you have to do to create your tour is to import your files. So for this video, I'm using pre-planned GPX files, which I'll now import step by step to show you here. So I'll go to upload file, go to my zip and click the first stage. And then I can click for off-road route option in the import settings, as that will keep the route as close as possible to the original. And then I can press next step. And I can choose either one of these. I always smoothen the GPS inaccuracies, but it's up to you. And then you can press import and it saves just like so. So for this, then you'll be able to see the route on the map. You can then edit your privacy settings. So if you want it to be a public route, you can leave it as public. You can keep the end and start of the route hidden if you want. But in this case, I will turn that off as I want to make it a big tour. So what you can also do here is add a title. So we've got gravel through Austria, stage 1, for example, and save. You can also add a photo, but as we haven't ridden the tour, I would add that afterwards. And yeah, you can see everything you want, and you can also add a description to the route. So after I've imported the first stage of the tour, I can now create a collection directly on this stage's page. So I can do this by, on the left-hand side, going to the Add to Collection button, and then I can add new collection. So for this, I'll just do Gravel Austria. And then I can choose whether to make it public or private. And for this, I will do public, and then I'll press Create. And then automatically this is added to the Gravel Austria collection. And now, as you can see, the collection is there, and I can click into the collection, and here it is. I mean, at the moment it only has one route, so it's not automatically a tour. And to make it into a tour, we have to import the second stage and add it to the same collection. So we'll quickly do that now. So we've got to the import stage, and we'll press upload file again, and we'll go to the second one, and we'll press upload. And then once it's uploaded, you can then press smoothen GPS inaccuracies or keep original track points again, and press import. The route will now be saved, and then you can go down to the add to collection again, and then you should be able to find your collection from before that you created, and in this case Gravel Austria, and you see that as soon as you've added to that collection, it lets you know that this tour is now a tour, and then you can go to the collection like so, and then you've got two routes in the same tour like this. So I'll continue this exact process until all stages of the tour have been imported and added, and then you'll be able to see everything on the map. So once you've gone through all the stages and added them to your collection, the tour will look great and something like this, as you can see on the map. However, it could come to places in your tour that when you've added all the stages, the elevation profile looks quite weird like this. Like you can see there's gaps in between them when it should follow on one from the other, and it just looks altogether a bit strange. The reason behind that is because the order of the routes are not correct. So luckily this is easy to fix. So you can go down to the routes here, and this is where you can press edit, and then you see all the routes in order. But you don't obviously have to work out which stage is which. We should be able to do that for you based on the map. So you can press this button, match order on map, And magically everything should be in the correct order. You can then press save, and then if you go back up, there is a perfect elevation profile with no gaps in between. And to finish, I will show you how the tour looks and how you can navigate it on the apps. So you can see it here, and the first thing that you'll notice is the big floating map button. And if you click on that, then your tour will show up as seen on the screen now. So from here, you can go on each individual tour and you can press more details to get more details of the individual stage. You can press the button in the bottom left to get the elevation profile, and you can scroll along it like that and see your location. And you can press the bottom right to filter individual routes. So yeah, it's a really handy place to see everything all at once. And that will be all for today. So thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you next time for another Bikemap Explained.